Okay, we have Dr. Anthony Fauci. First, I'm not going to do what you see on TV too often, which is where people believe, they pretend to you that they're interviewing somebody that they don't really know. I don't fake the funk, okay? I know Tony Fauci. I care about Tony Fauci. Helped me get through COVID. He's a friend of my family. And I respect his service and his legacy, which is why I'm going to give him a fair shot to deal with what he's being accused of by a lot of power players. You're going to get to listen to his answers, and then in the next segment, you can call in and ask your questions. Dr. Fauci, good to see you.
Thanks, Chris. Good to be with you.
So first, in general, why do you think that you are the target of so many accusations about covering up the source of COVID-19?
Well, Chris, I think it's pretty clear that it's really politically motivated. I mean, the idea of I don't know what they're talking about covering up. I mean, I have been totally transparent throughout, and I'm not sure what they're talking about when they say cover up. I mean, it's no secret that almost all of the incumbent Republican politicians that were running and those who were running for the first time had interspersed in their campaigns, fire Fauci, indict Fauci, hang Fauci. It's a political thing. And I don't know why it started, but I'm sure it was that back during the Trump administration, I had to, in order to preserve my own personal integrity, as well as to fulfill my responsibility to the American public, to tell the truth when the president was saying things that were just not true. Things like hydroxychloroquine is a cure, it's going to fix everything, the virus is going to disappear like magic. I was not comfortable in having to get up and contradict the president of the United States. Of course, I have a great deal of respect for the office of the presidency as well as for all of the institutions of our government. But I had to do that, and that triggered a degree of hostility in which I became a target. And it's gotten worse and worse as we got deeper into the political season of the elections. And now it's continuing now even since then. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that's as good a guess as any as to why I become a target.
All right, so
I'm
let's
telling
just
people things that are inconvenient.
So let's just deal with what is convenient, which is what the straight line accusations are. First, do you know where COVID-19 came from? Do you know if there's a better chance that it started out in some wet market or that it is from a lab leak?
All right, so let's unpack this and take the facts one by one, carefully and slowly, because in all of the dialogue that goes around, you hear a lot of spouting out of things that don't make any sense. First of all, we don't know definitively where or how the virus evolved. We don't know that. And I have kept an open mind from day one about keeping all possibilities open. There are two possibilities. One, somehow it was worked on in a lab and leaked out. And the other, it was a natural occurrence from the wet market in Wuhan. If you look at the data that are available, that scientists who are outstanding evolutionary scientists from all over the world, not just Americans, from all over the world, Australia, the European Union, Canada, some from the United States, have very carefully analyzed the data based on epidemiology, virology, geospatial, and have come to the conclusion that it's more likely that it came from a natural occurrence from the wet market. Having said that, I don't come to any conclusion. I still keep a completely open mind.
All right, so two questions
on that. Might be.
Two questions. One is the common sense one. So it came from a wet market in the same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of exactly what this thing is. That's some coincidence.
It's a coincidence, but there are so many labs all over China that have both labs and wet markets. If it were in Beijing or Shanghai, you'd be saying the same thing. You have a coincidence at the same time that the big issue is that it's a big city. If it weren't a big city, it likely would not have evolved into a pandemic. Again, Chris, the thing that negates all this nonsense that's going around is that you keep a completely open mind. If it's one or the other, of two possibilities, instead of arguing about it, we should do whatever we can to prevent either of those possibilities from occurring again. And that's not what's going on. There's a lot of accusations back and forth that are so completely politically motivated, it's thick.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.